All right, guys, we are back. We've got the best times to prospect, follow up, and set appointments in real estate. And for a few people that ask questions, no, this is really me. This is not AI. I have that capability, but I like really actually doing these things. So for some of you that have commented or asked, no, this is actually me doing it. Okay, I've set so many appointments, right, in my career. And I have a pretty good idea, since I coach a lot of very successful people as well, what are the best times to actually prospecting, times we should be following up, and to set appointments in real estate. So one of the biggest mistakes that I see is the agents typically are doing the right activities just at the wrong time. So your schedule is going to matter just as much as your scripts. So if you are prospecting when people are really busy or trying to set appointments when no one wants to meet, right, your results are going to suffer over time. So I'm going to break down a schedule that's going to give you the best chance of having these conversations, setting more appointments, and closing more deals. And remember, anything can work, right? But this is just what I found that helps, right, enhance that ROI. So here we go. So 6 to 8, make sure you're getting that 6, 7, 8 hour sleep, or 5 if you're like me, or less. But for most people, you want to start out in that first period of time, that we'll just call it 6 to 8 a.m., thereabouts. That's your personal development and prep. This is where where we're going to visualize our day, our success. We're going to write out our goals, right? We're going to hit the gym if that's one of the times. I go twice a day, but we want to hit it then. We're going to practice, right? Our scripts, we can check out the market update, plan our day, get everything ordered. Sometimes you can plan ahead. If we're doing it of that day, we do it on this time. But it's a good time, right? Because it's going to help you start being focused on what you want to be successful, the top 3 things you need to do. Um, and you can react to your without all the emails and distractions. You can just get into it. Okay. Now, if you're going to hit the best time, right, for prospecting so that you can have those 10, 15, 20, 25 conversations a day, minimum 10, well, I like from 8 to 11. Okay? That is to me the most golden time for prospecting. We don't want to book appointments in there. We just want that to keep that pipe flow going every single day. Just prospect. This is your money making window. Okay. So you're going to be calling those for sale by owners, right? How can you help them out? Expired listings. Okay. Circle prospecting, past clients, sphere of influence. If you're getting leads, right? We're going to be calling on those, the new leads, open houses, whatever. But most people have settled into work but haven't become overwhelmed with meetings. This is a key. In other words, their day is somewhat fresh too, and they have usually that opportunity. And at least for me, because I would call 3 times a day when I was doing this, and by far my most successful time was early in that morning. For me, I would say 8 to 12, but for most normal regular people that just want to do it for like 2 or 3 hours, it's that 8 to 11. Okay, 9 to 11, right? If you really don't calling it 8, but I always felt that this time is really one you have to protect. It's so important. Okay, so 11 to noon, around noon, this is the perfect time for follow up, right? Returning calls, sending texts, sending CMA requests, your email follow up. If you've got video messages to send out, you're scheduling appointments, right? Uh, People sometimes who couldn't answer early often return and call around lunch. So these are great times to follow up right here, that window. Okay, and a noon to 1, you can use that lunch relationship building. You can be meeting referral partners, lenders, tile, grab coffee with past clients, networks. Or for me, I loved it as one of my first appointment times, right at 12. A lot of people, this was my golden appointment that I knew would have a very high chance of closing because I could catch someone that was really interested, that was willing to take like an hour off of lunch to meet with me. Or if they had that time, especially if someone was working and I could do a quick Zoom with them or in person or whatever, a phone call, it's a powerful time. Okay. Now, I would say 12 to all the way up to 6 is for really appointments. This is your listing appointments. This is your buyer consultations, your showings, your home tours, listing previews, property evaluations. But I'm looking to set appointments. If I don't have appointments, okay, well, then my 10 goal goes to like 25. right? If I have 0 appointments, well, guess what? I want 25 real estate conversations. And if you have that, you're going to set those appointments for the next few days easily. Okay. But if we don't have that, what else can we do? Okay. This is where we can do content creation. Then also we can mix that in, right? So as soon as we hit that, 25 um, real estate conversations, start creating. Now, a good time is before and after work for content creation, but I'm okay if you take like an hour to set it up and do it. Get in your YouTube video for that day. If you're doing Instagram, if you're breaking it down, Facebook videos, TikTok, market updates, try to batch it so it's one day filming a lot of content. But if it is daily, that's fine. Just keep it in small amounts. This is also where you can respond to comments. You can answer some of those DMs and schedule tomorrow's content. So just real quick, best days to prospect: Monday, highest motivation. You can set those appointments for the week. I always found it was one of my top days. Tuesday, excellent answer rates, great appointment setting day. Another 5-star day for sure. Wednesday, strong consistency, good follow up. 5-star. Usually I like to do trainings or coaching things right on typically Wednesday or Friday. You can mix in Thursday. Um, Thursday is the last biggest prospect push before the weekend. Friday, you're really focusing on the follow-up week appointments, confirming those open houses. I still found it's a really good day, but I think for a lot of people, on average, they would say it's a little weaker. Like Thursdays, not quite as good as Monday to Wednesday. Um, Thursday, a little bit less, Friday, a little less. But here's the counter. They're in great moods. So I can almost always get a commitment to, I could check with them on Saturday or Monday. And then what I'll do is I'll set an appointment, right? I'll turn that into, hey, rather than just checking, let's just set something for Monday at 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And then I'll check in with you on Monday to make sure that's still good. Is that okay? So I would turn that follow up with me on Monday into an actual appointment. And then I would check to make sure it went. And I would say probably about 50% of those would go through, but it was better than me trying to recall on Monday and then set the appointment, right? So I like that strategy better because I would still get, that. And then if you followed up, well, that would do really great. Now, Saturday I always thought was the money making day. This is where we want to be showing, right? We want listing appointments for sure. We want to be showing properties. You can hold open house, you can meet buyers, you could door knock, right? Like 80 to 100 doors easily and invite them in. That's a great, great day. Sunday for me was a rest unless I had to. But that's another great day for open houses, right? If you're going to meet, show appointments, depending on which day. But if you want a day off, the one I picked was Sunday, but you can pick whatever day you want. So Saturday could flip into that Sunday. Now, the best times to set appointments, right? Okay. For me, you could do, I like 12-3-6 if I'm setting appointments. 12 was one that I really tried to keep for people that could not meet at 3. I tried to funnel the people that didn't have as much like scheduling things at 3. I could also sneak in like a 4:30 or 5 if I needed to. And 6 was a golden one. So 12 was my most preferred for people that if they're at work and they did that. 6 was the one that seemed to close at the highest percentage. So if you're looking at which ones close the best, well, that's 6 o'clock because they're off work, right? They can focus now on this. They know they need to get this done. That worked really well for the closing percentage. Um, and just make sure you're not scheduling like those buyer showings during the morning. Anything you can, push it from like 12-3-6. Make sure you're protecting that prospecting time. I know occasionally you're going to say this is the only time they meet. Yes, I know. But oftentimes that's not the only time they can meet. Like when I really talked to them about it and explained, right, of what I was doing, this helps me keep this going, right? They understood that and they worked their schedule around it. So, okay, so best follow-up times. So morning 10:30 to 11:30, afternoon 2 to 3, evening 5 to 7. Yeah, a lot of times works. People are checking their phones, they're doing it. If you're talking like rate pickup, 437 is a very high one. 8:30 to 11 is like very high percentage wise of people answering. But in today's era, man, we send the messages, we send out the video, just follow up, right? Get it out there. Don't go crazy. Don't go super early in the morning. You don't necessarily go in the night late too, right? If we're doing that. And another trick is if you send 2 messages in a row about 60 seconds apart, they'll think it's one message. And then that kind of prompts them more often to reach out, message back, or call. I notice that trick works really well. Instead of just sending one, you send one, and then you have a continuation of the message 60 seconds later. It gives you a much greater chance for them to respond back. Try it. It worked for me really well. Okay, so I'll share a few bonus tips as well when you get in the free or paid coaching group. I've got a bunch of other things to kind of throw in there, just little bonus ones. Um, and that will absolutely help you. I've done this so many times. Make sure that you're liking, subscribing if you like this content and material. I'm going to bring this every single day for you guys, something hopefully valuable, actionable for you, or at least like me. Sometimes I want to know is what I'm doing the right thing to do. If you're checking with me, I've done this so many times and I have set a lot of appointments and closed a lot of potential opportunities from these techniques. This works really well. And the key number one is just be consistent, right? If you're like, I don't make any calls, just start with one, right? So I start with my coaching clients. If they're not used to like calling, we just make one call. I don't care the outcome. Just do one. And then tomorrow we'll get to two, right? Role play practice so you're comfortable. But the reality is this stuff's not that hard. If you're taking action and you're doing it at the appropriate times, you're going to win more often than someone that isn't. Okay. But taking action is the key. All right, guys. Hope this helps. I want you to win. Make sure you like and subscribe below and make sure you check it out every single day. All right. We'll talk to you soon and have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you.